What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with C-Dub Sports Cards, and we are back today with another football rip. Before we start, I'd like you guys to do me a favor. Please go down below this video and please like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like, and leave a comment. Tell me what the best card that I pulled today is down below. That would be great. Today, we have 4 hanger boxes of 2021 football draft picks. These are really, really cheap on the secondary market. I picked these up for about $5 each. So about $20 plus $10 shipping and handling. So I'm like $30 in here. 2021 is a bad draft class in terms of quarterbacks. Most of them have already failed. The only guy that is still a starter, I believe, is Trevor Lawrence. And maybe Justin Fields, but he's on his 3rd team. The other quarterbacks have washed out. And, this is only 4 years. 2021 is only 4 years ago. And it just shows you that the NFL, it's a very short lifespan. You don't last very long, and if you're not very good, they will find out and they will get rid of you really quick. So that's why these are really cheap. It's because it's not a great draft class. This year's draft class, it wasn't a very strong quarterback draft. So, will the draft products and even next year's football products be a little lower in price? We don't have 6 rookie first-round quarterbacks. We only had 2. And one of them was not Shedeur Sanders. We'll talk about that in a little bit. That was everyone's big surprise. People are still talking about that today, 10 days later. Hopefully your team got the guy that you wanted. The Niners took a defensive end. Not very exciting, but I guess we needed D-line help in the first round. I don't know what we did after that. I didn't really pay attention. The Raiders took Gianti, the running back, which I think is the right move. Now they have a bell cow running back they can lean on, and hopefully, that'll help, open up the pass game. Having a run game in the NFL is one of the best things you can do, in my opinion. So, let's check these out. 2021 Prizm hanger boxes. Prizm draft picks. 3 Green Wave Prizms exclusive hanger box. Look for Purple Pulsar hanger box exclusive, number to 25. Look for the ultra rare on campus. There's all the things we can find. It's not a huge list. Hopefully we can find 1 purple and 4 boxes. That's what I would hope for. So let's check this out. While we check this out, let's talk a little bit more about Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur Sanders fell all the way to the 5th round. And in the 5th round, the Cleveland Browns decided to trade up. So they decided to trade future draft capital to move up to get Shedeur Sanders. Now, my first question is, why don't you just take him in the 4th round and save yourself that future draft capital? Who in the 4th round did you take that was so, groundbreaking and amazing that you couldn't take Shedeur Sanders then? That was my first question. My second question is, in the 3rd round, the Browns took Gabriel, the quarterback from Oregon. So you took a quarterback in the 3rd round, and you took a quarterback in the 5th round. So you drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks. So right now your quarterback room is 2 rookies, Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Kenny Pickett, a washed-out first-round pick from, 2 or 3 years ago? I guess that was 3 years ago now. And Joe Flacco, who's basically an old man grandpa, who's going to be the grandfather to the other 3 guys. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have no idea what Cleveland's doing. My prediction is Shedeur Sanders will be the starter by week 12. Cam Newton, Todd Gurley. So yeah, as you can see, one of the things about draft pick boxes is you get guys that are not rookies anymore. Todd Gurley's not even in the league. Cam Newton's not in the league anymore. Terry McLaurin, Matt Ryan, no longer in the league. Gardner Minshew. I don't know where he ended up. He was the Raiders quarterback last year. Brandon Ayuk, Niners. Lamar Jackson. I don't think we've had a rookie yet. Kadarius Toney. Hey, our first rookie. Kadarius Toney. Is he still around? I don't know. Sam Ellinger, rookie. I don't think he made it. Trevor Morig, rookie. All-American Najee Harris. He at least made it. I heard he's now with a different team. Tell me where Najee Harris is in the comments down below. I know he relocated this offseason. Hamilcar, what a great name. Elijah Mitchell, rookie. Rondell Moore, rookie. Green, Etienne. That's not terrible. Green, Russell Wilson. Green, Julian Edelman. Throwing the ball. I guess he was a quarterback in college. I didn't know that. Derek Carr on the green wave. Hey, look, Zach Wilson. One of those washed out guys. But for now, we're putting it in the good pile. A green wave. Zach Wilson. That would have been good in 21. Too bad we're not in 21 anymore. All right. First pack down. We found one of the washed out quarterbacks. I'm sure we'll find the other one. Trey Lance, I know, is one of them. I think there was another one taken later in the first round, like after Fields. Pretty sure there's a third washed out quarterback that's basically already out of the league. Oops. Sorry, I almost knocked over the light, throwing garbage away. All right, box 2. Like I said, I'd like to find one of these exclusive purples out of 4 boxes. I figure that would be decent. Hey, there's Fields on the back. He is a starter. He's just with his third team, so I don't know if you could say he's been successful. Chase Claypool, Jared Goff, Deebo Samuel. Where did Deebo go to school? Carolina. I didn't know that. He was a Gamecock. Miles Sanders, George Kittle, Niner, Russell Wilson, Julian Edelman, Tyler Vaughn. So, yeah, like the first 8 cards are not rookies. Taylor Vaughn, Kwity Paye, All-American Justin Fields, Dylan Moses, Tyson Campbell, Terrence Marshall Jr., Crusade, Micah Parsons, rookie. Okay. Najee Harris on the green. Okay. Tyler Boyd, Josh Jacobs, Tyler McLaurin, Pat Freiermuth, rookie, and Justin Fields, Crusade on the green wave. That's probably our best card, even though it is an insert. Hold on a second. My sleeves are over here. Hold on 1 second. Let me open up my thing of sleeves. Okay. So, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about today, besides the draft, was the video we did on the draft. And if you remember, we opened up 3 Sage boxes and pulled 15 prospect autographs, and I did some research. We got 2 guys that were actually drafted. Jonas Sanker was a 3rd-round draft pick. He's a safety, a 3rd-round draft pick by the Saints. So, 3rd-round safety draft pick, he might actually be like penciled in to be the starter, or at least penciled in to fight for the starting job. He went to Virginia. And then Ricky White III, who I did predict could be drafted, was drafted in the 7th round. I forget by who, but they consider him to be like a special teams guy. So probably doing kick and punt returns. At least that's what they envision. So 2 of the guys that we pulled were drafted. We had a few guys that were undrafted free agents. I don't remember where they went, but all these guys did sign at least a contract to go practice football during the summer and could make the team. This linebacker, Dumas Johnson, Piercy, the linebacker, Mousy, the linebacker, and Fleming, the wide receiver. So 4 guys were undrafted free agents. And then we had a bunch of guys that actually decided not to join the draft. So all these guys were draft eligible, but they still had a year left of eligibility. And so they actually decided to stay in school. So these are guys we could see drafted next year. That's why Sage and a lot of these like Leaf products are kind of hold products. Our biggest stack are actually guys that didn't get drafted and decided to stay in school. So McDonald stayed in school, DeGeneiro stayed in school, Barr stayed in school, Kurt stayed in school. This guy stayed in school, and he actually transferred to Oregon And I read that he didn't give up a sack last year. So this guy might actually be a top like offensive line, like prospect for next year. Like not giving up a sack, that's a pretty good stat to me. Jones is still in college. He's a senior, I believe. And then Kurtz, yeah. So all those guys are still in college. Most of them are seniors. And then we have one guy that's just still around. He's not unsigned. Jordan McLeod, our one quarterback. He went to Texas State. To my knowledge, he has not signed with anybody. So maybe if somebody gets hurt, maybe if somebody goes down, maybe if somebody wants some more, guys in the room, maybe he'll get a call. But right now, to my knowledge, he's unsigned. So those are our 15 autographs and where they are now. Just a quick update. So 2 of them got drafted. 1 in the 3rd round. I mean, and another 6 or 5 signed, UDFA deals. So maybe half of them made it to the league. About half. Like I said, the biggest pile are seniors and will be draft eligible next year. So we will see. All right, 2 more boxes to go. We got a couple fields in that box. Let's see if we can find Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence is on the cover. And like I said, he's the one guy that is still with the team that drafted him and got a big contract to stay, to be the man, even though he hasn't necessarily performed like the man. So yeah, you guys tell me down below in comments. I do appreciate your comments. I appreciate interacting with you guys. Tell me down below in comments. I thought the Niners should have took Shedeur Sanders for the 4th round pick. I don't know who we took in the 4th round, but we haven't signed Mr. Purdy yet, and I don't know who the backup is. And if you think about it, Shedeur Sanders' game is kind of like Brock Purdy's. He's very accurate. That's his number one thing that he does well. That's basically what Brock Purdy does. We should have signed him with a 4th round pick. Did your team need a backup quarterback that's accurate? You probably should have signed him too, or took him too with a 4th round pick. The Steelers definitely should have. Ben Roethlisberger, speaking of the Steelers, Joshua Kelly, Stephon Diggs. Where did Diggs go to school? Maryland. Darrell Henderson. I don't even know who Darrell Henderson is. Adam Thielen. A Bull. Okay. I'm not sure what Bull that is. Jonathan Taylor. Jordan Love. Javon Holland, rookie. Jamie Newman, rookie. He never made it. Trey Sermon, he didn't make it. Gregory Rousseau, I don't think he made it. Sean Wade, I don't know if he made it. Jason Owen, I was hoping that was another, what's his name? The guy from the Cowboys that we pulled earlier. Carlos Basham Jr. Oh, man. Hey, a Lawrence at least. A green Lawrence. That's something. We'll sleeve that up in a second. DeAndre Swift. Jalen Hurts, but not a rookie. I guess he would have been 18. Julian Edelman. Danny Dimes. Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye, I believe, is still around. So, I mean, a green Kwity Paye isn't terrible. Unfortunately, 1 box left. And we haven't seen one of those purples. So, there's a good reason why these are fallen in price to $5. They're not really that exciting. But, for $5 a box, it's a quick rip of Prizm. There's a chance you could find something amazing. Purple Trevor Lawrence probably has some decent value. I think the purples they said were to 25. Yeah, numbered to 25. Like, that's got to be pretty good. And it does say that there's autographs. It does say that there's autographs down to 15. So maybe we can get lucky. Like I said, I'd really like to see a purple. 1 purple. Oh, Micah Parsons. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. He's on the back again. Mr. Parsons is in this class. So, there was some defensive guys. Kwity Paye, Micah Parsons. Just the quarterback's pretty much washed out. CeeDee Lamb. Tom Brady. Who doesn't love Tom? Mike Evans. Kirk Cousins. Antonio Gibson. Amari Cooper. Joe Mixon. Mac Jones. There's another one of the guys that washed out. I mean, he's still in the league. but he's a backup now, and I don't know where he is now. I think he was the backup last year with either Tennessee or the Browns, and they've, I think, both moved on from Mac. So there was the other one that washed out. I forgot about him. Javian Hawkins, Devontae Smith, that's not terrible. I forgot he was in here. Rondell Moore, Nico Collins. There's a good old Zach Wilson again. We got something flipped around. Malcolm Kuntz. Hey, we got an autograph. Malcolm Kuntz. University of Buffalo. So I don't know if that means he wasn't, I don't know, Kuntz. Tell me down below what you know about Malcolm Kuntz. I don't think I know of Malcolm Kuntz. Maybe he made the league. Maybe he's a special teams player somewhere. But we got an autograph. That's cool. Rondell Moore, All-American. Brady on the green. All right. Elijah Mitchell on the silver. That's like our first silver that I've noticed. Chris Carson. Justin Jefferson. And Micah Parsons. All right. I mean, that wasn't terrible. We didn't get our purple. I'm not sure how rare a purple is. They're numbered to 25, so obviously pretty rare. I was hoping with 4 boxes we could find one. But apparently in 2021, it was a harder pull than that. Either that, or per usual, my luck sucks. One or the other. Take your pick. Let's go over the hits real fast. Tom Brady on the green. Micah Parsons on like the green laser or whatever we're going to call that. Elijah Mitchell on the silver. I know it's Elijah Mitchell, not the best player, but it's our only silver that I saw. Devontae Smith on the Crusade. Tom Brady base. Green Trevor Lawrence. Kwity Paye on the green wave. Justin Fields on the green wave Crusade. Najee Harris, green rookie. Micah Parsons, All-American. Justin Fields, All-American. Crusade, green wave of Wilson. Etienne Green. Najee Harris, All-Americans. So, you know, there was a decent stack of guys that are still in the NFL. A couple Tom Brady's. He's a legend, so everyone loves Tom. And, you know, for $5 a box, I wouldn't call it a bad rip. Oh, yeah. And our autograph of Malcolm Kuntz, who went to Buffalo. So, yeah. That was a fun rip. I might pick up some more. Like I said, if I can get them for $5, I'm a low budget ripper. If you guys haven't figured that out already, and if I can pick up more in that $5 range, I definitely will. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.